So we're continuing our little series on shining a light in your corner. And that quote, by the way, if you haven't been here other days, was taken from a podcast by a new teacher, Pamela Weiss, who was quoting Suzuki Roshi. And we liked that quote. So I went to my primary care doc yesterday to get checked out because I've been experiencing some fatigue. So I said to her, maybe this is because of the socio-political stress, but I just want to make sure nothing else physical is going on. And she listened carefully. She thoroughly checked me out and then ordered blood work because everything else looked great. And I am optimistic that the fatigue is stress related or maybe something else like thyroid related or low iron or who knows, but hopefully nothing more serious. But then when I thought of those words, I thought, well, wait a minute, this socio-political stress we're under is serious. So maybe those aren't the right words. Maybe it's more that I hope I don't have to cope with more. When I was speaking to her about incidents of my exhaustion, I spoke to her about how I felt after the march, the protest march on Saturday, which was very hot in Portland. And I found out later that many seniors just went to the rally and they didn't march. Well, I never even considered that. And she said, oh, I didn't even know the protest was happening then, so I missed it. And then she said, I got too busy with all this doctoring work to keep up. I replied, and without any hesitation, I said, you do plenty of good work right here to make things better. Then, upon reflection, because, that's the capacity we are training here, I realized that it was so much easier for me to validate her work as a healer and that was shining a light. Not quite as easy to validate my work as a healer, as a meditation teacher, as a psychotherapist. I have to keep reminding myself that I really am shining a light in my corner by teaching reflective meditation, managing Pine Street Sangha, working with Linda, writing these Dharma talks, etc. And this is what I want to do. This is the light I want to shine. I'm not doing it out of obligation or guilt, but something deeper than that, something more sustaining. And then this can keep my work going and keep me going, actually. Then I'm going to go to another incident that happened this week in my life. At our Friday Sangha, our Elephant Sangha, someone spoke of, she said it was a wonderful movie, a wonderful documentary about a woman who rehabilitated hummingbirds. Title is Every Little Thing. So I took notice when she said this because can't remember any other time someone in our Sangha had suggested a movie. It's sort of not what we do together. I watched it last night. And if I was to sum up the dharmic lesson of this movie, it might be, quote, childhood abuse slash dukkha can lead to great compassion, in this case for tiny, vulnerable beings, which of course children are. So I'm going to read you the description of this movie. And I want you to listen to the Dharma in it, okay? Author and wildlife rehabber Terry Masar has an ambitious goal to save every injured hummingbird in Los Angeles. But the path to survival is fraught with danger. This heart-expanding Sundance hit introduces audiences to Terry's diminutive patience through breathtaking slow-motion photography and emotional storytelling. Hey, parenthetically, some of the photography is extraordinary. So over the course of director Sally Aitken's moving documentary, we become deeply invested in baby hummingbirds like Cactus and Wasabi, celebrating their tiny victories and lamenting their tragedies. Another aside, I found myself kind of cheering out loud and bemoaning their deaths. I got quite involved with these little hummingbirds in the documentary. Good, I guess it was a good documentary. Back to the description. Through Terry's eyes, each bird becomes memorable, mighty, and heroic. Her compassion and empathy serve as a reminder that grace can be found in the smallest acts and the tiniest of creatures. So Terry Mason found where she could shine her life, a corner I could have never imagined before the movie. I could never have imagined doing physical therapy with damaged baby hummingbirds. It was really quite extraordinary. Um, so her path not only saves these little hummingbirds, these baby abused hummingbirds, but it also inspires me to shine some more light in my corner. So back to my doctor. My doctor is kind of the old-fashioned kind, even though she's not old, but the kind of doctor who spends as long as she needs with her patients, who is collaborative. I'm not sure that's old-fashioned, and who is smart and thorough. I'm lucky to have found her, to have found a doctor who shines her light in this way. It is, it's really humble. I find it humble to accept that the best we can do is shine light in our corner. There might be kind of grandiose fantasies that I could really make a huge difference, but no, I can just shine some light in my corner. And isn't it inspiring to know that there are so many lights shining in all kinds of imaginable and also not yet imaginable corners? I trust, I believe, I hope that as we do this, we're really can make a difference, a substantive difference. So that's where I'm going to end my talk for today.